Hi Flosstube, my name is Nicola and I am simply a stitcher. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch. I don't do many other things, not yet, but you never know, some of you lovely Flosstubers out there may enable me in the future. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back, and if you are new here, then welcome. I'm a relatively new Flosstuber, although I have been watching for a long time, certainly since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. This is Flosstube number 2, and since my last video, which has been so well received, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't actually have anybody in real life, apart from potentially one person, that I could actually sit face to face and talk about this hobby with. I can talk about it to my family, my daughters, my husband, but it's the understanding of it, isn't it? The understanding of what makes it such a wonderful hobby that we all want to do. So having my little corner of Flosstube, where now around 100 people wanted to know what was next, what was coming next, it's just marvellous, and I'm so pleased. And thank you all for your lovely comments and for the likes and so on. After putting out my video, I was didn't know how it was going to be received, because I see a lot of Flosstubers and they're so much better than I am at doing this kind of thing, because I consider myself to have a face for radio and a voice for no one. I'm very conscious about the fact that I have a slight lisp. I'm a bit of a chunky monkey, and grey, and I'm no model, but anyway, let's move on. I'm just thrilled that you all want to hang out with me, and again, Instagram has been the same. I've had quite a number of new followers on Instagram, and as ever, if you do want to follow me on there, you can find me at Simply a Stitcher. It's all one word. If you do DM me, then I will DM back. If you follow me, I will follow back. I love seeing things on Instagram and getting inspired, for another round of crafting, and another thing that sort of makes the husbands go, "What are you buying now?" But we all know what they're like. They don't understand it like we do. Okay, so it's been 3-ish weeks since the last Flosstube. Today is the 3rd of May. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, and it's pretty gloomy and rainy. I've been out today, and I've been and done some shopping. I've been and got the groceries with my husband, and I've been and bought a few new bits and pieces from the clothes shop, because he was running out of clothes. And I'm a one on, one off, one in the wash kind of person, and he's like, "Yeah, one will do." Yeah, I'm like, no. You've got to have more in your arsenal than one pair of trousers, love. It doesn't sit well with me. But anyway, I digress. So I come back and I've had my lunch, and I'll be honest, I was kind of thinking, do I really want to sit and film a video? Because my mental health hasn't been all that in this last month. I don't know whether it's part of lockdown, because we're now coming out of it here in the UK and we're able to do a little bit more, or whether it's because I'm the mum of teenagers and all the trauma that brings, and one of my children is a little bit difficult at the moment, not going to lie. I don't know, I just kind of didn't want to do this, but then my husband, who I mentioned in the last video, is the village idiot. He's been upstairs today in the bedroom, because he films from here as well. We only film these videos, by the way, nothing else. He films from here as well. And he's done one of his area roundups today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to come and talk to Flosstube, because I know that you guys, you get me, you understand. Okay. So this month, what have I got to show you? So I've got 3 whips. I've got some finishes, but not FFOs, and these are ones that I've actually rediscovered recently that I do need to FFO. One of them's a Haid, one of them's a Disney, and the other one is one from the World of Cross Stitching. No, not World of Cross Stitching, Cross Stitcher magazine. So yeah, I do need to get those finished. But I thought I'd show those. In terms of haul, I've had one trip to Hobbycraft this month, as soon as it reopened. And all I bought was a 7-inch hoop and an 8-inch hoop, because I'm a hoop stitcher. I think I said in my last video, I can't use Q-snaps. I'm not very good with those. Oh, sorry, I've got to get comfortable. Ooh, oh dear. Let me just move that down a little bit. That's better. Yeah, I'm not very comfortable with Q-snaps. I have got a scroll frame, an Elbacy easy frame, I think it's called, where you've got the long sort of strips and you clip the fabric in and then you can roll like a scroll frame. I've got one of those. I've got a floor frame, which is a clip frame, which I've got the Realm of Middle Earth on, which I've still not took a photo of. Oh my gosh. But I'm a hoop stitcher, and I stitch in the dip, in the gutter, however you want to put it. You'll have seen that on my Stitch With Me that I put out last week. So that was all my haul, and I got some crafting stuff for my stepchildren for when they came last week, and that was it. You know, really reserved in the hobby shop. I saw a few nice kits in there that, you know, would have liked, but you know, you just kind of think, well, yeah, I've got all of these digital patterns and I've got a big box full of kits. Do I really need any more? No, I don't. No, I don't. But I didn't get any. Never mind. There's always next time. Anyway, let's show you what I've been up to this month. So, as I said, I've got 3 whips, and if you have seen my Stitch With Me video that I put out, you will have seen that I worked on Pandemic. It's still in the hoop. This is in one of the hoops that I bought, and I worked on this section here, from in, you know, filling in this little part here. I actually said in my Flosstube that I was in like 6 pages in. Yeah, I'm not. I'm 15 pages in. I don't know where I got 6 from, but I'm actually 15. This is page 15, and I've only got sort of, you know, to line it up with this part here, and then that will be page 15 done. And then we've just got the bottom row, 5 pages. Look at the edges, oh dear. Just got the bottom row then of 5 pages, and then I've finished. And as I said, I'd like it to go, you know, potentially somewhere in here, because I love this piece. You know, I've just got the 2 colours, as I said before, the main colour being 154, and then any sort of living creature, whether it be a bird or a person or a flower or whatever, they're done in 310 black. Okay, so 154, 310, and then the outside edge, the border, I'm doing it in 310. So that was Pandemic, and I was doing this. I'm doing this as part of One Strand a Night. Now, if you have watched my Stitch With Me, you'll know that I actually filmed that at, you know, 6 a.m. because for me that's my peaceful time. It's my quiet time when I can actually film. And in the last month, I've done 1 strand. Well, 1 and a bit, if you count the little bit that was on the needle before. You know, during my Stitch With Me, I put on a new thread. So yeah, need to try and put in a little bit more on that one. And yeah, this was one of the ones that I bought my new hoop for. This is a 7-inch hoop, and as I said, I do stitch in the dip because I have I think it's a Siesta floor frame. It's a bit like a Posilock stand, and when I stitch with, and obviously that's attached in the frame here, on this bit here, I've obviously got my needle minder, and I can just sit my scissors in. They don't poke through, they don't go underneath or poke into the fabric, but I can just sit my scissors in, so I'm not getting to the end of the thread and going, where's my scissors? They're there, and that's the way I do it with every one of my hoop pieces. Okay, so that's that one. The next one that I worked on for a large portion of the month was Avarice. This is a Heaven and Earth design. Pandemic sticks on 28 count 1/1. So this one is the Heaven and Earth design. It's the piece by Marta Darlig. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. We've got avarice, envy, gluttony, lust, wrath, vanity. What's the other one? Avarice, envy, gluttony, wrath, lust, vanity. There's a 7th one. I can't remember. It's gone. That's the kind of day that I'm having. But this is the first one of the 7 which I plan on doing. I don't know how much I've done since last month, but I am 64.7% complete on this project now, and some more of that great swathe of skirt is coming in. I think we've just about got all of that on the screen, maybe. So she's looking awesome. And I actually say I love the colours in this. You wouldn't think by looking at it, oh gosh, that's terrible, let's get the lighting a bit better, there we go. You wouldn't think by looking at it, it's got browns and purples and greens and burgundies and then whites, and obviously, you know, the 101 shades of yellows and golds, which will all come in sort of down here on a dress. But it's just so beautiful. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen some sort of the more closer up pictures of what actually how the dress is falling and how it's stitching up, and just how gorgeous it actually does look. So that's Avarice. Now, she's not going in the sin bin because she's got no reason to, but she is going on a little hiatus for the moment, because it's May. It's Mania. I have never taken part in Stitch Mania. I know it's only a recent thing that it's come up, and then everybody's just sort of took it from the Facebook group and they kind of ran with it. And over the last few years I've seen, I'm doing this for Mania, I'm doing that for Mania, etc, etc. I have never taken part in Mania, but this year I am. And my focus this year is on the piece that I'm stitching for my brother. And again, over on Instagram, you'll have seen lots and lots of progress pictures. I'm doing a photo conversion of his motorcycle, and it's on 25 count, and I'm stitching it 1/1, just like Avarice, which I don't know if I told you that, but Avarice is on 25 count Lugana 1/1. This one is on 25 count even weave 1/1. Both of them full cross. Anyway, my Mania plan is to work on this piece and try and get to 50%. It seems like a lot, but there's like 109,000 odd stitches in this piece, and as it stands as of today, I am about 19.5% complete, perhaps a bit more, just around about the 20% mark. I want to try and get another 30% in, and when I calculated this a couple of days ago at the start of Mania, and bear in mind I put in 2,500 stitches since then, that was something like 35,000 stitches in a month. So yeah, it's a big ask, isn't it? But we'll see how we go. Anyway, this is how it looks now. As you can see, I have the back. I'm still not used to this, go this way, go that way. I have the back of his motorcycle in there and the exhaust. Now look, just looking at the back of that, how amazing does it look? There are no metallics used in it, but by gum, doesn't that exhaust pop? It looks really, really good, considering there's no metallics. Now, this doesn't look like it's going to be 100,000 stitches, but there's an awful lot of white going from here at the top to here at the bottom. It's to give me the white. It's like an off-white. I'm using 3865 to give me a background. So yeah, there's a lot of 3865 in this piece. It's something like 77,000 stitches, and I've still got 56,000 of those to go. So yeah, this is going to be my focus, and the way I'm working it, I'm sure you can see, it's kind of like a stepped diagonal. I'm doing each square and then doing the next one that's below and to the left of it, and so on. But I couldn't wait at this bit here. I just sort of wanted to get to the bottom. You know, when you get to a point like that, it's kind of a real milestone. And I was just like, yeah, let's get to the bottom. Yay! Bottom. So, hopefully, by my next Flosstube, which will probably be after Mania now, I'm hoping and praying that I'll have got to 50% complete on this. It'll be at the expense of the other projects. I might occasionally get in a few strands here and there, but this has to be the focus because I want it done. He wants it done. You know, he keeps saying to me, how's it doing, how's it doing, how's it going, you know, looking at the photographs on, because I put them on my Facebook page as well, my own personal page, and he's like, yeah, it looks really good, you know, when's it going to be done? I'm bringing up 3 children, I'm working, but I figure if I put my focus into it, who knows how much I can get done. So, like I said, at the moment it's about 20%, so I've got 30% to do. So, in terms of the full, I want to say full coverage fanatics, I think it's full coverage fanatics, a trip around Iceland. I'm doing the crazy one, which is something like 389,000 stitches. I'm still on track. I'm putting in around 1,000, an average of about 1,070 stitches a day. Some days I'm really, really rubbish, and I might put in 600 stitches all day. Depends on what kind of day I've had at work, or if it's a weekend and I've got, you know, my stepchildren here, or my stepdad here, or whatever. But, you know, generally speaking, I'm aiming for an average of just over 1,000 stitches a day, and that's keeping me on track. Fabulous. I really, really wanted to achieve that this year because it's like a personal goal. You know, stitch like the clappers and see how many you can do. So that's kind of all the stitching, and now just kind of a bit of life, really, if anybody's interested. So I did my first stitch with me, and you know, as I said earlier on, I'm a little bit self-conscious about me, about how I look, about how I sound, and I think what I'd like to do is some stitch with me's that are just stitching and music, you know, not me talking and, you know, jibber jabbering and saying nothing at all of, you know, huge interest. You know, if you'd like to see that, obviously then comments down below. Any ideas for content that you'd like me to see or hear, just, you know, let me know. Anything is appreciated. It's still very early days for me, and I kind of still don't really know what I'm doing, but we can but try. Okay. So in the next month, I'm going to do this thing for Mania, but I also have 1 or 2 things coming up family wise as well. It's early May here. We have 2 bank holidays in May in the UK. We have the early May bank holiday, which is May Day, and then we have the late May bank holiday, which coincides with half term for the schools. And I have, as I said in my last video, I've got 3 daughters, one who's nearly 20, one who's nearly 17, and the other one who's just turned 12. Now my 12-year-old is Harry Potter mad, and I am taking her to London for a couple of days. Now, travel restrictions have eased to the point that we can, you know, take a trip out. It's something I've been promising her for a couple of years. She wants to go to London to King's Cross, to platform 9 3/4. She'd also like to, you know, travel on a tube train, go and see some of the sights, go to Leicester Square, to the M&M shop, you know, all the lovely things that youngsters want to do. Her elder sisters did it, and now it's her turn. So, you know, let's get to London bound. Now, whether or not I do my Flosstube, the next one, before or after that, I honestly do not know. It depends on what happens in the interim. My other 2 daughters are, you know, very busy with their lives. As I said, the middle one at the moment is causing a little bit of an issue, but I'm not even going there. and it is sometimes, life can be sometimes very difficult, and it all depends on what's happening in here, in my head. I've always been relatively open and honest that my mental health isn't where it should be, which is why I like stitching so much. It's the order, it's the routine, it's kind of the OCD-ness of it, and it's the order that I don't get anywhere else really in my life. Because of the children and, you know, life and lockdowns and work, and are we here, are we there, are we allowed to go somewhere, you know, it's just been very, very difficult. I'm a planner. I like to have things mapped out as to where we are. Can we do this, can we do that? If not, okay, well, let's see if we can do something else. And then it just comes to a point that I stop trying and I just hide away. And if it weren't for my husband, you know, kind of doing his video, I probably wouldn't have been tempted to do this one. But I digress anyway. Don't think I've really got much else to talk about. Let's see, so we've done stitching, we've done my haul, we've done my plans, which is just Mania really. Bit of life. I think that's it. No, can't think of anything else. Anyway, we're at 20 something minutes in now, and if you've heard me ramble and you've got to this point, then fair play to you. Thank you so much for staying and sticking with me. Thank you again so much for the subscriptions, for the likes, for the comments. Please keep them coming. I love to read them. You can follow me on Instagram, as I said, at simply a stitcher. I think all that's really left for me to say is I'll see you all next time. Hopefully it'll be a stitch with me, maybe with conversation, maybe not, depends on what's happening in the old noodle. But it's just time to say bye bye, farewell, see you next time, and don't forget, just, oh no, I can't sign off. I've got some finishes to show you, the non-FFOs. How could I forget that? Let's go through these quickly. So the first one is one that was from a kit from Designer Stitches. Many years ago, Designer Stitches were about doing Disney kits. And we have our favourite Bouncy, a Christmas Tigger, and he's on a navy blue 14 count Ada. This is actually like a cushion front size, so I'm considering making him into a Christmas cushion. I really do need to talk with Lynn, the Lancashire stitcher, about finishing off these kind of things, because I'm terrible with a sewing machine, so I kind of really do need to get on and do something with that. So that's Tigger. I also wanted to show you this one, which was a companion piece that I haven't framed yet. A couple of years ago in Cross Stitching magazine, they did the most beautiful unicorn, and they did it on, it was like a unicorn that was sort of on its back legs, and it was on like a bed of flowers, and they'd done it on this like a wheaty coloured oatmeal Ada. I didn't like that. I did the image, but I did it on black Ada. And then a few months after that, should I say, I think it was in the same magazine, I saw this guy, and he was a companion. For me, he was like a companion piece to it. He's a little dragon there, and he is done on 14 count black Ada, and isn't he just fantastic? I absolutely love doing this guy. So I need to get him framed up as a companion piece to the unicorn, so that's a trip to IKEA. Yes, IKEA for the frame. My last one, I can't believe I forgot to talk about these, is my biggest Haid finished piece to date. It's not finally finished because I completed this one like 5 years ago and I still haven't done anything with it. Haven't even given it a wash, if I'm honest. But this one is Mini Lost in You. Don't ask me who the artist is. I have completely forgotten. I haven't got a clue. Even though it's a mini, it's huge. Okay, this is on 18 count Ada, and it's probably a good 14 inches across the top. I don't know if you can see because it's not actually picking it up on here, but it's got a huge amount of Krynic in it. A lot of sparkle. Let's just see if we can't. Is it coming up? Maybe a little bit there. There's a lot of sparkle in it because of the huge amount of Krynic that it took to do this piece, and I absolutely loved doing it. It's not many colours. It's about 15 colours, and it's not really, you know, even a true grayscale, because some of the colours in this, again, believe it or not, were greens. Yeah, but look, I mean, just look how fabulous it is. I've got the rose there and the leaf in the other corner, the butterflies and stuff, and I mean, look, it's just beautiful. But again, I need to get it finally finished and put up somewhere, because it's just sat in a box waiting for me to do something with it. And there we go. That's my biggest Haid finish to date. And Avarice, the Avarice project is bigger than this. I still can't remember the name of that other one. No, it's not there. Memory is hard today. Remembering stuff is difficult. But anyway, again, thank you so much for sticking with me. And I'm, you know, what an idiot forgetting to show you, you know, my previously finished pieces. So I'm going to go, because it's snooker final day, and snooker is the only sport that I watch, and I'm going to watch the second part of the, oh god, you know, these flipping glasses. I need to get some new glasses, I think. I'm going to go and watch the second part of the snooker whilst carrying on stitching on the bike. I know I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Thank you all so much for watching me. Please follow me on Instagram. Subscriptions, likes, comments all help the channel grow, and thank you so much to everybody who's done so far. Feel free to get in touch via Instagram if you wish, and I will see you next time. Remember to stitch what you love. I'm Simply Stitcher, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.